Time for the investment feature here on Classic Business, and to talk about one investment area and theme that is bucking the gloomy trend right now, and that's aquaculture. And the world aquaculture production tripled in the past 20 years, becoming the fastest growing food producing sector. That's according to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, in a summit on the fishing industry, which opened in Agadir, Morocco recently. And locally, Futuregrowth Development Equity Fund has earmarked some 200 million rand specifically for aquaculture investment. So I thought I'd invite Amrish Narrandes, private equity analyst at Futuregrowth, onto the show to talk to us about aquaculture and what's so shimmery about this investment sector. Amrish, welcome.
Hi. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well, thanks. And this latches on to a very interesting theme at the moment, because what we see is issues around food security here in South Africa, and certainly around supplies into global food chains. And this is really where aquaculture comes into its own, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's exactly that. So what we've done is just to tell you where it fits into a sort of broader scheme of investments. Within sort of Futuregrowth Asset Management, we have a developmental equity fund. And within that fund, it's currently about 2.5 billion. We've earmarked the 200 million for aquaculture. And the investment thesis behind it is quite simple, actually. We've taken a step in saying, if you look at sort of aquaculture markets throughout the world, right now, I think the number out there is food processing, it's the fastest food processing sector in the world, and aquaculture provides about 50% of all fish for human consumption. And they expect that trend to rise to about 60%. But if you look at South Africa, while we have this massive trend globally, we're only supplying less than 1%. So what we're saying is, while there's growth potential within South Africa to contribute to that and obviously increase our production, over and above that, while you're doing that, you will contribute to aspects positively, towards food security, and then in addition, while doing that, you'd relieve sort of pressure on the wild abalone sort of market, which is quite, we know exactly what's happening down there right now.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's why it fits perfectly in that development equity funds space and in its mandate. So it's just under 10% of that fund that you've earmarked there. What sort of investment opportunities are you looking for? Are you going in as a co-investor or a kind of a toehold? What's your strategy here?
So what we've done is, and it fits with this sort of first and foremost, I mean, our clients are pension funds. So while we do look for investments within that sector, it has to have some sort of track record. So it can't really be greenfield. So we're looking at companies who have put sort of the research and development into sort of aquaculture, and have literally sort of gone through the sort of developmental phase and is ready to take it to the next level. And in that way, we think we've de-risked, and the investment is de-risked. And over and above that, there's sort of other criteria that not necessarily related to aquaculture, but other sort of sectors that we look at, and that's track record. There should be a good customer base. As I mentioned already, proven IP, and then we're looking at coming in and within Futuregrowth, our strategy is not to come in and take control of an investment. We want to come in and literally look at a sort of minority stake, and what we do with that is, a large enough stake so we can actually make a difference without running someone's business.
And I mean that is an interesting approach, because very often we know that private equity is hands-on in terms of at least assisting management. But you're saying you're quite happy to let an experienced management team do what they do best. Now, some experts that I've spoken to reckon that the reason why the dynamic of the industry has changed is that it's the production methods that are generally less seasonal and volatile than open sea fishing that aquaculture provides, and it also allows easier access to things like insurance or credits, and even tailored solutions like securing the supply of fattier salmon to be smoked, for example. Are these some of the big drivers that you're seeing for our market in particular?
Yes and no, and to be honest, I can't really talk to sort of salmon, but what I can talk to is abalone. And within aquaculture, I mean, so aquaculture is broken up into sort of freshwater and marine. Abalone falls under marine sort of species. What we've done is, and specifically, I think there was a recent press release talking to, is it sort of recession-proof? Because I think 98% of the sort of abalone produce is exported. So within that, yes, I think definitely, and you'd see the companies coming through as well, having de-risked it. So, one, can we de-risk investment, and is there sort of a value add to the investment?
Amrish Narrandes, private equity analyst at Futuregrowth, dipping into the aquaculture investment case, specifically abalone, in this week's investment feature.